Hey, hello there all. It is K right here. I'm back at it with a Cyber Sector Initiative Zone. We are back at it with another video for you guys today. I'm gonna get two labs done for today. I was trying to aim for five, but I had some things popping up, so I'm gonna get these two done and then work on the rest of them soon. I'm ax- I'm actually at 25 labs left to get done after I get two done, so. I should be almost set to go to get this done for you guys. So hopefully, I could try to bang this out possibly by next weekend or maybe within a couple weeks. But there's no need to rush. I'm doing this to help you guys out for any CompTia labs that you guys need done. And I probably say after that, I don't mind doing performance-based questions if you guys want me to do that. But I'm just gonna get these labs done. That's my highest priority. So. Yeah, let's get right into it. We have a very good lab here. It's a CompTia Security Plus dash 701 lab called Managing Password Security. In this lab, we will be working um, with a particular scenario to improve a dummy company's security stance. It's just a made-up company. It's saying with the scenario due to a rash of recent account breaches resulting in impersonation attacks, you are concerned about the organization's password policy is not sufficient. You decide to perform research and experimentation to explore various means of how passwords may be compromised. It is important to understand a threat before defense strategies and mitigations can be designed and implemented. So we're basically performing password spraying, and then we need to perform dictionary-based password cracking, and then we have to perform brute force password cracking, and then implement a more restrictive password policy. So, yep, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna click on next, and for those of you that are doing this at home, if you guys want to create like your own little login like account procedures, go for it. But this is what I'm going to do for any CompTia lab users. So what we do right here, first things first, always log in to your Kali Linux. So you type in root, put in password. Be sure that you type this in correctly, because if you do not, I swear it is not going to be good. You're going to have a very hard time logging in. So okay, so now that we're done with that, we have to go into Terminal Emulator. Click on that, and then once we're here, type in mkdir /mnt /hr. So what we're going to do is that we need to put a mount that is needed to attach a network share to assuming that you discover valid credentials to access the share. So once we're here, we have to use the cat command. So I'm going to type in cat users.txt, and then this is going to give us a whole bunch of data. We have a lot of data from the MS10 system, and what we're doing right here is that this is going to just give us data that we see in front of us, and we're trying to find the proper data to access information onto the account that we're investigating. So once we're here, we have to now mount our first password submission attempt. So right here, we type in mount, do two forward slashes, do 10.1.16.2 forward slash HR dash, yep, O, and then do username, and then, yeah, do username equals Pat. And I'm actually going to extend this out for you guys because this will be a pain. I guarantee it. Linux labs are not fun, and for any of you guys that are struggling with having to type things in correctly, I will tell you it is not fun. If I ever work in any job and I am having to code out Linux, especially Kali Linux, to do any configurations and other means of like security, like I don't know, security configurations and all that, that will never be fun. So I'm just kind of glad that I'm kind of learning, like I'm learning the ropes through these particular labs that I've already completed. But to share this on YouTube, this is some really like harsh level work that you will very well probably get into one day. All right, after that we click on enter. It says that the mount command will attempt to mount Windows share name HR from MS10 from 10.1 .16.2. So that's probably our that's our that has to be like part of like an IP address. Um, unless that's probably like a particular server that it's going to connect to. But you can see right here that it's unable to mount the particular address into the HR file. So now that we're here, it says when prompted for a password. Okay, so yeah, let me try to do this. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do this again. I'm going to put that information in. Mount two forward slashes 10.1.16.2 forward slash. Oh, okay. I know what I did wrong. I know what I did wrong. So scrap that out. I forgot to type this in for you guys. MNT. Yep, there we go. So hold on. I think I did it right, but I forgot to see it. So okay, let me start from the beginning. So this is what we were supposed to write in. Sorry, I had some bad vision not seeing that. So we have to put in 10.1.16.2 forward slash HR, space that out, and then put in forward slash MNT forward slash HR, and then we put this in dash O space username equals Pat. Let's see if that works. And yep, we have a password. So our password is going to be ABC. That's what it's telling us. So put that in ABC123. Press enter. And then it says mount error password denied. Okay, so we're not able to get access to that. So we now need to do a certain attempt with a different strategy. So put that code back in, and now we have to perform a second password submission attempt using the following command. So this is going to be the same command, but I'm trying to look at anything that's different. This is most likely going to be like the same thing. So we have to perform a second submission attempt using the following command. So we already have this 10.1.16. Yep, .2 forward slash HR, space that out, MNT equal MNT forward slash forward slash MNT forward slash HR space dash O username equals Pat. Okay, press enter. So let's try a different password attempt. So now this one is going to be 1234561. 1234561. Okay, we do not have access again. So it says right here, this should result in a mount error. This means that this password is not used by that account. So obviously trying each of the passwords against each of each other's user accounts would be very tedious if performed manually. You decide to use an automated tool, but you need to create a file containing the discovered passwords. So we need to enter the following commands listed right below next to us. So let's put these commands in. We have to put an echo ABC123 greater than symbol. Hold on, let me move my cursor. I apologize. Alright, so greater than symbol space pass.txt. Press enter and do echo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do two greater than symbols and then space that out pass.txt. So I don't think that we get anything out of that. So let's try this one. Echo put a single quotation mark. Don't do double quotation mark. And put in password. Let's do that. Password. Yep. Make sure that you put it in correctly. And as you can see that, put that in there. And then space that out. Do two double greater than symbols. And then put in pass.txt. Alright. Okay, so let's see what we get out of here. Then we run the cat command pass.txt, press enter. Okay, so we now see a final output of the contents of the pass.txt file you just created showing 3 discovered passwords. Okay, so let's score that out and see what we get. Alright, we are good to go. So I will say if you did write it incorrectly, make sure that you type it incorrectly. If you want to like restart it, you could just close it out and just restart, the whole coding process. And then that should be possibly let the fix to that. But in this scenario, for this lab, we're just basically putting in passwords. Well, we're trying to find passwords that are quote unquote like exposed, and then we're trying to fix it so therefore we can patch it out and eliminate the possible vulnerabilities caused by it. So now that we're done with that, we have to type in the Hydra wizard. So right here, just type in Hydra uh, dash wizard and then press enter. So now that we're here, we have a whole bunch of prompting options that we could put down. And I don't think we're going to be doing anything yet, but let's see. It says just right here, it's just like providing each of the following values as prompted. Press enter after typing each value. Okay, so let's see. Uh, let's see if we could just put something in. I just want to test this out. I don't think I've ever done this before, but I'm gonna try just putting something in. Just put service and put enter. Enter the target attack or okay. Let me do SMB. Enter a username or test. Oh, okay, I get this now. So let me hold on. I'll just make up a name. I'll just call it bad file. Uh, let's do ABC123. If you want to test passwords as login, enter these letters without space. Okay, or leave okay, let me do ABC. Port number 56. Oh, okay. The following options are okay. If you want to add, yeah. Do you want to run the command now? Okay. All right. So right there, I'm just making something up, but I'm not really going to be doing anything like this. So what we have to do is this wizard will run a password spraying attack by using each password against each of the user accounts against a share of MS10 that being your computer that you're trying to investigate the issue. The results will be displayed showing the password spraying attack was able to discover that the password is used by two accounts. So we need to find out which of these two accounts are using the same password. So yeah, this is gonna be a little bit okay. I get it now. I get it. Okay. Actually, I know exactly what I need to do. So we run this, and we have to put the service. Um, yeah, enter the service to attack. So you see this information right here. This is all your information that you have to punch right into the system. So this service section that you see right here, we have to put an SMB. SMB is actually hold on. If I could look up the term SMB. Uh, SMB is your um, hmm. Hold on, SMB. Give me 1 second. Cybersecurity meeting. Cause I always tend to like remember this, but yeah, this is small size uh small size. Yeah, it's basically I think it's like a term referral to refer to the measures of strategies implemented to protect small and medium sized business from cyber threats and vulnerabilities. It involves understanding the unique challenges SMBs face and implementing appropriate security protocols to safeguard their data systems and operations against various cyber attacks. I do remember this term, but I'm just trying to like look it up to see what exactly um, that really means. But I think that's the whole term for it. It's basically small and medium businesses. So, like, that's just like an acronym term for that particular framework because it's saying SMB. So I'm thinking, like, could that also mean server message block? But I'm not too sure. But either way, this service is to represent the particular service that's being tested for the attack. So once we put this in, press enter, and then once we're here, you put in your target address, which is 10.1.16.2, and then press enter. Enter the username for the test. It's going to be users.txt. Press enter. And then you have this one, your password. Put in pass.txt. And then it says if you want to test for passwords, name, login, enter these letters without spaces. So I'm going to just say, I'm going to keep this leave blank empty. And then do we have any ports? I don't think we have any ports. So I think that's pretty much it. And let's see if that did work. So I see right here that we have, let's see. Actually, yeah, it's asking if you want to add module options. Yeah, you could just put that there or you leave it empty. So I'm just going to press enter, and then I'm just going to say yes for the Y command and just run it. Okay. So, all right, here we go. So now we actually know what I put into the Hydra wizard. So now that we have our information here, you can see that this is the SMB host for the particular passwords that were used by the same individual. So we have the admin and we have Jamie. So these are the two accounts that are using the same password for this particular scenario. So now that we have that, let's score that. That is correct. So I am right. Yes, sir. We are winning today. All right, let's go. So now that we're here, we're going to go back to our little mount code and then put this in. But instead of putting Patrick, we're going to put in Jamie. Let's put that in and press enter. So now that we're here, we need to enter that, and we need to put in the word. We need to put in password that we use to log in. So we're going to do capital P, and then you type in lowercase a, put $2 So press your shift key and press it 2 times. And then after that, you press lowercase w, and then you press the letter 0, or the number 0, I apologize, and press RD and press enter. Okay, so now that we're here, we have to do the ls command to list something. So we do ls/mnt and then /HR, press enter, and here we go. Now, we have the acceptable use policy, the employees.csv file, and the terms documentation file. So we're going to leave this open, and then we need to move on to the next step of this particular task. So now that we're here, we have the terminal window that should be open. So once we're at this stage, we have to put in the cat command, put in ms10 dash hashes dot txt. So we do that, press enter, and we have a lot of data. So now that we're here, we need to list it a little bit better so we can look at our files. This is going to display the list of available dictionary password files for the computer. So we do ls space dash, I think that's number 1, and then capital S, and then lowercase r, and then /usr I'm sorry, let me take my cursor out. I apologize. Yeah, usr /share, and then /security list, and then /passwords. Let's see if that works. Press enter. All right, here we go. We have a lot of data in front of us, so that makes it a lot easier for us to list our files a lot easier for what we're trying to find. So now that we're here, we need to now enter the following command, which is this command right here. This is gonna take a lot of space, unfortunately. So I'm gonna make this easier for you guys. I'm gonna just go full screen for a bit here, and then let's see. Now that we're here, we need to put John space 2 dashes format. See, this is why that I would hope I would never work with Linux, but Linux is like probably one of like the most time consuming but very precise operating systems you have to work with, because you have so much typing in this, and I would never think a day in my life that I would actually code out Linux doing stuff like this, but this is actually fun and I actually do enjoy it. So once you type all this out, this is gonna be our final touch for what we have to do for this task. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm initiating a dictionary attack against the hash file, and I'm trying to get information out of that hash file to see what happened in the event of the attack. So once I do that, I'm basically good to go. But like I said, you have to be a little bit careful. I'm going to expand this out for you guys so you guys can see this a little bit better. So this is what we have to type in. We have to type in format. You have to do dash dash format equals nt space two dashes word list equals usr. Yeah, word list. Yeah, I forgot to put in forward slash. Yep. Yeah, you got to be a little bit careful doing this. This is not easy. I will say that this is not easy. So dash dash word list equals forward slash usr share, and then security lists, and then passwords, and then zato dash net dash 10 million. Yep, this is just fun. Passwords, and then dot txt, and then space ms10 dash hashes dot txt. Do that, press enter. All right, there we go. We got the dictionary attack. We have the data. So now that we're done with this, this is now going to give us our data of what we need to see. So once we have completed this, you now have to put in another command, which is going to export the compromised attacks along with the information from the hash source file into a separate file. So now we put in John, do dash dash show. Yep. Let's see. I'm just trying to look up at the screen if you guys can see it. Yep, I see it perfectly on my recording. So you do that, you press space, and then you do dash dash format equals nt, and then dash ms10 dash hashes dot txt. Yep, greater than symbol dictionary dash cracked dot txt. Now let's do that, see what happens. Alright, so it says that we still need to include the format parameter to export the NTLM crack passwords. Yeah, let's see if that just works. Alright, good. We already have it. So now that we have that, we now need to put in another command to enter the following to view the file. So now that we're here, we put in less space dictionary dot dash cracked dot txt. Now that we have that, we are good to go. So it says right here, notice that the JTR has placed the cracked password between the username and the RID value in this presentation. So I'm going to try highlighting this to see if y'all can see this. But as you can see here, you can see that the hash values within all these users have been particularly compromised in a way where the values have been cracked, and therefore every hash has been exposed to the point where the hacker that was able to get past through certain users of the accounts was able to gain access through the security hashes that was to be exposed for this particular scenario. And now that we're in this particular field, we now have to enter a command to display these accounts in order um, to see the accounts that have not been compromised. So now that we're done seeing that, let's let me put in a command here. I'm gonna just press Q. See if I can do that. Do Shift Q. I'm gonna try that. Okay, there we go. So now that we're done with that, yeah, if you guys ever want to get out of something like that, press and hold Shift and press Q, because usually Linux will give you the ability to break out of that if you guys are ever like confused, or if you're ever stuck at that particular level. So basically Q, yeah, like it says like right here, you press spacebar to view the next page, and you can return to the previous page using B or scroll. Yeah, by pressing B or scroll up. Yeah, up or down using the arrow keys, and then if you want to get out, you can press Q to exit or to exit the less viewer. So now that we're here, let's type in this command: John dash dash show equals left space dash dash format equals NT and space MS10 dash hashes dot txt. So now that we're here, uh, we now see 11 pasture hashes have been cracked, and there are 6 left. So now we have to keep this terminal open, and we will move on to the next task. Now that we're here, we have to put in a certain command that is going to clear the history of the password cracked passwords. So yeah, we're gonna basically take the ones that you cracked using the dictionary approach in the previous exercise. This will enable you to see the operation of a brute force attack more clearly by having all target hashes available. So, all right, we're gonna do RM, and then we have to put this little squiggly line command. You gotta press and hold Shift, and then press this little symbol next to your number 1 key on your keyboard. So you have that little key. I call it the little squiggly line symbol. It's like a squiggly up and down line. So you do that. You do forward slash and then do dot John. Hold on. Dot John forward slash John dot pot. All right. Do that, and then we now have to put in John space dash dash format equals. Sorry about that, guys. Format equals NT space dash dash incremental. Yep, space MS10 dash hashes dot txt. So once we did that, this command that we just put in is going to initiate a brute force attack known as a incremental by John the Ripper against the hashes from the MS10 computer. We will now be prompted to press almost any other key for status. So we need to see the status update of the progress and the time elapsed. So this is just giving us like details of like the process of the brute force attack. If you guys want to pause up the video and take a look at that, feel free to do it. But this brute force attack is going to give us information out of what we see. I'm going to press space, and we can see right here that it had loaded 17 passwords with no different salts of the MD4 hash of 128 bits. And now that we see what we see here, this is attempting to get all the passwords cracked to see the successes of the brute force attacks. So now that we have that, we should have more information. So it says right here, you should see some quick successes for accounts with simple and short passwords. Then several more passwords will be cracked within a minute. Yeah, within a minute or so. So I'm pressing space. I'm trying to see what I can see here. And this is quite interesting. It's basically using whatever password possible to try to crack into all these like accounts. And yeah, this is really cool. Brute force attacks are very powerful, and they have a lot of processing power based out of what you can see here. So I'm pressing space to see if I can get more out of these, but I think you guys get the picture, so I'm just going to keep on moving forward because I don't want to hold up any time. It says to allow the attack to run up for 5 minutes or so. Yeah, 5 minutes or until Renee's password is cracked. So once sufficient time has passed, press Q to exit John the Ripper. Alright, so I don't think I really need to be waiting for that long. I'm gonna try to see if I can get most of this. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's see what I have to do here. Okay, so we're here, and then let me just go back to here. Okay, okay, got it. So yeah, what we have to do. I'm gonna try to see if I need to like wait 5 minutes. I don't think I do. Um, it's giving us it's not really giving us much of anything other than just more passwords. Let's see. I'm gonna just keep pressing space and see what happens. Because as you can see here, this is like your runtime of like how long it's going on for. 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and then 2 minutes and 50 seconds, 51 seconds. So I'm going to let me I don't know. I don't want to. I'm gonna just go with the benefit to kind of like I don't know, because if I really need to like wait 5 minutes, I don't think it's really necessary. But let me pause the video and see what happens. I'm gonna wait until 5 minutes and then I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I didn't want to hold you guys up with that long wait. So I will say wait 5 minutes or so, and then you guys will um, get most well the password crack for this person's name, Renee. You should have it cracked within 5 minutes. So once the time has passed, just press Q. I'm going to press it right now. And now we're just back to the root Cali section. So once we're now here, we just need to finish up like let the rest of the code to put in, and then we'll be able to get our answer very soon. So I'm going to type in John and put in this command right here, two double dashes, and then press do show, do space, dash dash, format equals nt dash ms10 dash hashes dot txt, and then press enter. Now that we're here, it said right here, if you allowed John the Ripper to run for the full 5 minutes, it should have compromised 10 passwords using brute force attack cracking method. So now that we're here, it says that we have 10 passwords that have been cracked. So we have at least 8 left. So now that we're here, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to add in this code, and we should be right here. So after hashes.txt, oh, just to help you guys out, if you guys don't want to like type up the whole thing, you see like how I'm just typing this in. Press your right arrow keyboard, and then this will auto populate the rest of like your written text. So once you do that, it just makes it easier for you guys to like code out a lot faster. So now that we're here, once you put that in, you put like the greater than symbol after you space it and type in brute dash cracked .txt. You do that, and then let's see what happens. So I'm gonna score this. I should get this right, hopefully. Please. Thank you, IT gods. Oh my god. All right, we are done with that. Thank you. Sometimes CompTia labs like to mess around with you, and they give you like a hard time with getting anything scored. So I just don't like that, honestly, because it's just terrible. So now that we're here, type in less brute dash cracked dot txt. Enter that in. All right, so we see a massive difference. It says right here in the notes, notice that JTR has placed, John the Ripper. Um, JTR is short for the acronym for John the Ripper. That's your brute force attack, like, software with Kali Linux. Notice that John the Ripper has placed the cracked passwords between the username and RID value in this presentation. So, using the less file viewing utility, you just press space. I'm just gonna press it. I don't really see much of anything. This is kind of just like showing us like what we need to see, but this isn't really much of anything. I'm just gonna press Q. But all that really showed, it just showed that the John the Ripper placed the cracked password between the username and the RID value within the cracked hashes. So basically, all the passwords that was cracked within 10 of them that was caught by the brute force attack software, that being the JTR, the John the Ripper, it was able to get those values and have them exposed for us to get our file data, and we were able to have what the hash values basically exposed, so therefore we can gain access to those cracked username accounts by testing I guess like the brute force attack of like what was basically vulnerable. So now that we're done with that, we have to put in another command to finish this up. So I'm going to put in John space show equals left let's just auto-populate that. I'm just gonna, this is like an old command that that we just typed in. I'm gonna put that in, press enter, and yeah, there we go. This is basically just like a display, like, command. This is gonna display the accounts that have not been compromised. We have 9 password hashes cracked, but we have 8 left that we're trying to figure out. So now that we're done with that, we have to now put in John space double format equals MT incremental. We're going to be using the max method, so I think I know exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be using a brute force attack limited to a maximum password of six characters. So basically, we're going to be using like a coding method to search. Well, we're going to run the brute force attack to limited maximum password length of 6 characters. So therefore, we can find our passwords to crack faster. So we're gonna do that and see what luck that we can get. So I'm gonna do that. After you type in incremental, you space it, do 2 dashes, and type in max, and then do dash length. Hold on, length equals number 6 space ms10 dash hashes .txt. Press enter. So now that we're here, we just have to wait. This should give us something that we need to see. So let's see what we got. It's gonna give us something. Let's see. We're just gonna press and just press spacebar for like a bit. And let's see. I'm going to assume this is gonna get done pretty. I don't know how long this is gonna take, so let's see. It says let it run for a few moments. So I'm going to let's see. I'm going to see what I can do here. I'm gonna let it run for like 2 minutes, and then I'll be right back with you guys. So I'm gonna pause up the video because I don't want to hold up time. So I'm gonna let this run for 2 minutes. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I'm not gonna run this for that long. I only ran it for 2 minutes, but if you guys want to try running it for 5 minutes and see what happens, this is basically just going to run the brute force attack process to try to find passwords that were 6 characters or less, and then if it finds something, then you'll be able to complete the task. But for this case, I'm just gonna run it for 2 minutes and then just press Q to exit out of it. So now that we're done with that, it like it shows you right here that your session got, yeah, your brute force attack session got aborted. So I'm just gonna go back and type in John format equals nt incremental max length to 7. Let's see what we get out of this, and then I'm going to put that information in ms10 hashes.txt and press enter. See what happens. So we just basically updated the maximum password length to 7, and what we did right here is, like, we're just basically trying to find information a lot easier to try to see what we can look for. But I'm just pressing space and seeing what is being processed. But as that's running for a little bit, I'm going to see what the next task is. So let's see. So I think what's happening here is that we're probably gonna end up, yeah. I'm gonna probably let's see. I'm going to let this run for a little bit, but we're going to go to the next task because we're going to be using a different computer to get this completed. So within this VM, we're going to be switching to a different VM so we can finish up this lab. So now that we're here, we need to switch over to DC10. This is going to be our Windows computer. So now that we're here, we're going to be at the Structurality Administrator. And once we're here, you just put in your password, just autofill that. If you guys want to make up like your own little made up administrator account for Cal Linux, you could always do that if you're running like a home lab. But now that you're here, you need to minimize server manager if this pops up, as it did for me. So I'm gonna minimize that and then get this out the way. Now that we're here, let's type in PowerShell. Let's get this out the way. We're here on PowerShell. Run this as an admin, by the way. So therefore, we have full control of our application and security functions. So Now that we are here, we have PowerShell in front of us. So once we're here, we're gonna auto-populate this code right here, import module active directory. This is going to load the PowerShell module needed to interact with the active directory. Now that we're here, we have to now get add default domain password policy. So let's put that in there and see what happens. And wow, we have a lot of data in front of us. If you guys don't see that, I'm going to maximize this. Yeah, I'm sorry if you guys can't see that, but let's see if I can yeah, I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to zoom this in. So now that we're here, let's see if you guys can see that. I think on my video you guys can see it. I just kind of increased like my zoom to be like at least like, I don't know, like 100 for my Google browser. But if you guys need to like zoom that in a little bit deeper, you could just go to like your browser settings and fix that. So now that we're here, it says what domain password policy settings are currently defined. Um, yeah, we have like a lot here. So I got minimum password length. Do we have lockout duration? Yes, we do. We have lockout duration, which is, oh well, actually no. Yeah, it says currently defined. Okay, so yeah, scrap that out. I need to look at this properly. So the data that we're trying to look at right now is all the data that's showing currently in front of us. So we see right here, minimum password length is set to 7. This is what we set within our Linux for Kali Linux. So we're gonna click on that. These are the domain policies that we have set in front of us for our current settings. So we're gonna click on that. Let's see if we see max password age 42. Yeah, I'm gonna click on that. That seems to be correct. And then we have lockout threshold. Is the threshold 0? Yep, it's 0. Let's see minimum password age. Do we see that? Nope, that's set to 1. This is set to 3. So I think let's see. Do we have complexity enabled? Yep, we see that within our settings. Let's try to score that and see what we have with our current settings. This should be the answers. All right, we're good to go. So now we have that. We have to go off of this task right here. It's called based on the current settings that you want to make the following changes. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, you want to make the following changes. So we now have to put in these certain changes into the particular window. So now that you see all this, we have to put all this in here to basically set new domain password policies. So now that we can make the security the security system a lot stronger. So now that we're here, we have to put in all this code here. If you guys want to maybe pause this, if you guys are doing this manually, you could always just take this and just copy and paste and put this in here. But I would just say pause, let the video and just type it up on Notepad and just copy and paste it if you guys are trying to do that. So now that we're here, we have to put all these commands in. So once we're here over here to our system 32 on PowerShell, we put this in here. We're gonna put in this command right here. So that's gonna run. So everything that I'm doing right now, we're basically setting the configuration policies for all the password domain policy security settings. So I'm just going one by one to add everything in, and this will have everything implemented for the password policy changes. So now that I did this one, we're gonna go down and put in the second one. This is gonna all auto populate for you. So now that we're done with that, just do the third one, and this should go right in. There we go. And then we do the fourth one. All right. And I'm going to explain everything after this is all done. Put in the fifth one. And now that we're set with that, do the sixth one. And there we go. So what exactly did I just do here? Um, what I just did here is that this is pretty much like what a systems administrator would most likely do. And I will say, if you ever get into anything like this within any field of IT, well, I would probably say if you ever get into the systems administrator level, or even I don't know if people in cybersecurity ever work as a systems well, you know, as far as security analysts, I don't think they have security administrator administrator access to like change up security settings or password settings, but at least to the security, systems administrator role, I would assume to a certain extent, this is probably what most people do on their day-to-day job. So everything that you see right here, these are all default domain password policy settings that are set by a systems administrator, most likely to go in and put in the settings that they want to put in. And these settings are set within a particular identity policy to tell the computer what to do when users create their passwords or accounts for anything that they use, whether it's work related or probably even personal related. If you have, certain things that you want to control within like your family, controlling the computer, and let's just say, if somebody wants to, update with the password policies or security policy settings for what other users can use, like let's just say children or people like that don't need to be having access to administrator accounts. This is something that people will probably use like in their day-to-day life. So yeah, now that we're done with that, this is basically showing everything. The lockout duration, 15 seconds. That'll basically lock out your computer after 15 seconds of not using it. Your lockout threshold, I believe this is 3. I want to say the lockout threshold should be maybe like, oh, if you probably maybe like put your password in 3 times, it's gonna lock you out and you won't be able to use it. Your max password age is 365 days. That's basically good for a year. So you have to basically change your password after a year has passed. Your minimum password age is 3, which is possibly, hmm, I want to say, I'm not too sure about this. I want to say with this would probably be like the bare minimum age for your password to kind of like survive based off of maybe like the um hmm I'm not too sure. I want to say honestly, hold on, let me take a look at that because I've never really heard of this too often. But minimum, yeah, let's see, minimum password, min password age, meaning meaning hold on, I apologize for holding up time for you guys. Wait, hold on. Oh, yep, sorry about that. So, yeah, basically, for this particular scenario, this is a setting that dictates the minimum amount of time a password must be used before it can be changed. This will prevent users from immediately changing their password after a password change, thus thwarting attempts to bypass password history or, yeah, reuse previously used passwords. So, it's basically preventing users from repeatedly changing their password to bypass a password history restriction or quickly cycle back to a previously used password. So, um, yeah, I think that's really good. I think that's effective, and that is really, really interesting. So, all right. So basically, once we have all this done, this is basically going to be what we configured. And also, if you guys want to know about minimum password length, this is a setting to set the password length to 12. So a user must enter a password that is 12 or more characters in order to be considered good to go for a user to be given a password that they need to enter in, or at least like create their own password. Let's just say they're working for a company and the company requires you to have a password that's at least 12 or more characters, and maybe in certain cases you might need to add in symbols to make sure that your password is protected so no hacker can ever find out what your password is, or even like if they have some offline virus that they try to inject through some sneaky means of figuring out your password. That's also important as well. So now that we're done with that, we have to enter this command to display the results of the changes. And yeah, we have everything that we need. As you can see right here, this has all of our data that we have. And this gives us all the changes that we have for our new values and parameters that we put in. As you can see right here, complexity enabled. This has already been checked off. We didn't need to do anything with that. Lockout duration is 15 seconds. Lockout observation window 15 seconds. Lockout threshold is 3. And then our maximum password age is 365 days, and then minimum password age is 3. I think that's like 3 based off of like the 3 attempts that you could change like your password, or I want to say 3 days at least. So let's see. After that, we now set our password length to 12, and then it just has everything else being like, history count, reversible encryption enabled while not being enabled. So yeah, this is pretty interesting. We got this done, and now we need to just get these questions done, and then we'll be good to go. And I'll probably show you what we did on Kali Linux before we sign off. So it says right here, comprehensive questions. Each assist a lab. Okay, so we just need to answer these questions, and then we'll be good to go with this lab. What is password spraying? All right, so what is the answer for this? Extracting password hashes for user accounts, guessing a password for a user account, trying a no password on many user accounts, or trying numerous combinations of characters to discover a password. I'm gonna go with this one. That should be the answer. Okay, that's not the answer. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go with one, extracting. Okay, that is not the answer. Oh, actually, yeah, I know what it is. It's the third one. Okay, yeah, yeah, yep, we are correct on that. So, I got that one wrong, but I knew what the answer was when I read it. Basically, password spraying, it's different from brute force attacking, but what this is doing is that you're trying a known password against many user accounts. So maybe in certain cases, if the user is if one or more users are using the same password, that you already know what that password could be. That's what password spraying is, to kind of see what you're trying to attempt to discover. So therefore, you can plan your next attack to find that password to crack. Or if you are trying to like investigate what passwords have been exposed and what is the vulnerability behind it, behind that computer, then that's like a yeah, that's a method to basically use a known password against user accounts that are using that same password between many users that are using the same similar password that could be the same or basically identical within that nature. Okay, number two, measures? Yeah, what security measure is a password spraying attack attempting to avoid or bypass? Account lockout, complexity requirements, maximum password age, or maximum password length. I think it's this one. No, it's age. Let's go with that. All right. Nope, that's not it. Let's do complexity requirements. Nope. Let's do lockout. Okay, I am right. So yeah, the reason behind this is because um basically whenever anybody's trying to avoid or bypass, the account lockout will enable on your computer if you try to put in too many passwords of of a account that is being potentially attacked. So that's going to alert your computer to like see the threat coming towards it. So therefore, it's going to automatically lock out the person that tries to log in. It's the same thing if you try to log into a website and you are trying to gain access to it, but there's clearly like a setup put in place where the computer will read your number of login attempts, and if you try to log in too many times, that's entered in with the wrong password, your account will be temporarily locked out, where you probably have to contact IT support to gain access to it, or probably wait a certain amount of time to log in. It's like that with like companies like Sony, Xbox with Microsoft, or anything else like that. All right, number three. Let's go. We are almost done, guys. I apologize for holding up your time today. What is the primary factor that determines the likelihood of success of dictionary password cracking? Is it account lockout, length of the password, um, complexity of the password, size of the dictionary file? I'm gonna go with that one. Let's try that one. All right, I am right. I am on the money, man. So, yeah, the reason why this is the answer is that the likelihood of success of a dictionary password cracking is determined by the size of the dictionary file, because certain hackers that find that information to see what their targets are to see where the dictionary files are to be originated. Are to be originated from. They will find those little cracks to basically squeeze their way in to see the vulnerabilities that are exposed out of a computer that they're trying to go after, or just any particular users that they're trying to expose information out of. So that answer does make perfect sense because the size of the dictionary file will give you the information that you're trying to exploit and to take advantage of for for any for any particular known like cybersecurity threat, like a threat attack surface that will grant those attackers the ability to find the particular known vulnerabilities that they're trying to expose. All right, number four. What aspects of a target's password are a defense against brute force password cracking? Select all that applies. Is it using well-known algorithms, easy to pronounce, increased complexity, longer length, greater age? I'm gonna go with these three. That makes perfect sense. Let's try that. Okay, that is not the answer. Let's try this one. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna go with what aspects of a target's password are a defense against brute force attack cracking? Let's try these two. Yeah, let me try these two. Okay, that's not the answer. I'm gonna go with these three. Maybe it's all of them. Let's try that. Okay, no. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah, hold on. Let me pause this and I will try to find the answer for you guys. Give me 1 second. I know the answer, but it's a little bit tricky. Okay, I found the answer. So the answer is these two. It's increased complexity and longer length. So the reason why is because these two aspects of a target's password um, are the best defenses to fight against brute force password cracking attacks. Uh, if you have good long length of your password and increased complexity of the password, where it's hard for the user or hard for the hacker that's trying to break into that password to expose it and exploit it, that makes it harder for the attacker that can't figure out the information of that data. So therefore, if you can't understand that, it's going to frustrate the hackers. So therefore, they're not able to succeed in their brute force like attack. So having increased complexity and longer length of passwords is a very good effective strategy to defeat against I guess cyber hackers committing brute force attacks. All right, so now that we're done with that, let's go with this one. Which domain password policy settings has the greatest impact on strength, resistance to brute force attack? Let's see. I'm gonna go with maximum password length. All right, we are good to go. So now that we got that, we're pretty much done. But I wanted to show you guys one thing before we sign off. Let me go back to Cali, and I want to see um, what this particular software did with John the Ripper. So now that we're here, I'm just gonna press on space. It probably ran for like 20 minutes. I'm gonna just press on Q and see what happens. Basically, what we see right here, this basically ran for 20 minutes, and I didn't want to like hold you guys up like watching this, but whenever you see brute force attacks being committed, most likely the hackers that are committing the attack are trying to get information to see how many passwords that can be basically troubleshooted to find the attacker, like to find the attack target to be exposed. And this is very effective for Linux hackers that are very high level, and they know exactly what they need to do to get people's information and hunt them down, especially like high level threat, criminals. But this is like the this is a very good effective strategy that they end up using because when they have all the information that they need to seek in order to exploit and expose certain users that they're trying to attack for high level sensitive information, it wouldn't cease to amaze me that people go out of this way to actually get really good at this, but when you understand what to do and you understand what to master, this is something that's very effective and very powerful to use. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys this because this is really interesting to utilize. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I got one more video, so I'm sorry that I went like a full hour with this, but I'll do one more, and then I'll see you guys later. But thank you guys for watching this video. Please be sure to share this around, and do what you have to do. So thank you very much, and I will see you guys later. Be sure to be safe, and be secure and be free. All right, thank you guys. This is the Cyber Sector Initiative Zone signing out. I will see you guys later. Bye.